Good morning, my dear students. Today we can study our fifth lesson, heat. Do you know what is heat? In this grade itself, in third lesson, you studied different types of energy. In that, one form was heat energy. So, heat energy there you studied as the energy obtained when you are burning something. So, heat is a form of energy obtained by burning a substance. But here just we are modifying the definition. Suppose you are placing a hot body and cold body together, what will happen? Heat will transfer from one body to another body till when both the bodies attain the same temperature. So, heat is a form of energy that flows from hot body to cold body when they are placed in contact. What about the unit of heat? We studied the SI unit of energy is joule. Here heat is an energy. So, SI unit of heat is joule. It is represented by the symbol capital J. The other units of heat are calorie and kilocalorie. In biology, you studied the amount of energy obtained from different substances, different food as in terms of calorie. From carbohydrates, this much calorie. From rice, this much carbohydrates, this much protein, like that. So, here calorie and kilocalorie are the other units of heat. Then we have to study the relation between joule and calorie. 1 calorie is equal to calorie is represented by CAL. Capital C, small a l. Equal to 4.2 joule. From this relation, we can write 1 joule is equal to 1 divided by 4.2 calorie, that's equal to 0.24 calorie. Then what about the relation between kilocalorie and calorie? We know that 1 kilometer is 1000 meter, 1 kg is 1000 gram. Like that 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calorie. Then what is the definition of 1 calorie? 1 calorie is the amount of energy required for raising the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. Next, we have to study temperature. Whenever we are studying heat, we have to study temperature also. If you are touching an object, we will say that this object is hot or this object is cold. So, in terms of that, how we can say about temperature? For a hot object, the temperature is high. For a cold object, the temperature is low. That means temperature is a measure of hotness or coldness of an object. If you are heating an object, what will happen? Its temperature rises. If you are cooling an object, its temperature decreases. What about the unit of temperature? SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Kelvin is represented by the letter K. The other units of temperature are degree Celsius and Fahrenheit. Degree Celsius is represented like this and degree Fahrenheit is represented like this. Next topic is measurement of temperature. How we can measure the temperature using a device. Here the device used for measuring temperature is thermometer. All of you heard about thermometer. How it will work, that we have to study. So what is the working principle of thermometer? Thermal expansion. Thermal expansion means expansion on heating. So this is the mercury thermometer. In laboratories we are using mercury thermometer. Here this is a capillary tube. This part is bulb and it is filled with mercury. This one is the capillary tube and this part we are calling stem. How to measure the temperature using thermometer? You have to place the bulb of the thermometer near the object of which we have to measure the temperature. From the level of mercury in capillary tube, we can understand the temperature of the object. Next topic is scales of temperature. Already we studied 3 different units of temperature, that are degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Based on that, there are 3 different scales of temperature. They are Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale and Kelvin scale. First one is Celsius scale. This scale has one more name, centigrade scale. This scale is invented by the scientist Celsius. Because of that, the name Celsius scale. What about the ice point? Do you know the ice point? Ice point is the temperature at which water will become ice. So all of us know that it is 0 degree Celsius. Okay. So here in Celsius scale, the ice point is 0 degree Celsius. What about the steam point? Steam point is the temperature at which water becomes water vapor. So here in Celsius scale, steam point is 100 degrees Celsius. So how many divisions will be there in Celsius scale? From 0 to 100 divisions. There are 100 equal divisions in Celsius scale. Second type of scale is Fahrenheit scale. This is also invented by the scientist Fahrenheit. Because of that, the name Fahrenheit scale. Then what about the steam point and ice point in Fahrenheit scale? Ice point is 32 degree Fahrenheit. That means if you are taking a device using Fahrenheit scale and if you are touching the ice, you can see that the reading in that thermometer will be 32 degree. That is the meaning of ice point, 32 degree Fahrenheit. Here the steam point is 212 degree Fahrenheit. So how many divisions will be here? Just we can subtract 32 from 212. So we will get 180. There are 180 equal divisions in Fahrenheit scale. One more point, Fahrenheit scale is normally used in clinical purposes. That is, for medical purposes we are using Fahrenheit scale. Third one is Kelvin scale, and it is invented by the scientist Kelvin because of that name. In Kelvin scale, the ice point is 273 Kelvin. That means when you are using a device based on Kelvin scale and if you are touching the device with ice, the reading in that device will be 273. Steam point is 373 Kelvin. That means if there is boiling water and if you have to measure the temperature of that using a device based on Kelvin scale, the scale shows the reading of 373. What about the number of divisions in Kelvin scale? If you are subtracting 273 from 373, we will get what? 100. So there are 100 divisions in Kelvin scale. So these three scales just compare and study. In Celsius scale, the ice point is at 0 degrees Celsius. In Fahrenheit scale, ice point is at 32 degree Fahrenheit, and in Kelvin scale, ice point is at 273 Kelvin. But steam point in Celsius scale is 100 degrees Celsius. In Fahrenheit scale is 212 degree Fahrenheit, and in Kelvin scale 373 Kelvin. There are 100 divisions in Celsius scale and Kelvin scale, but in Fahrenheit scale 180 divisions. Next topic is absolute zero. Absolute zero is the temperature of 0 Kelvin. And what is the speciality of absolute zero? This at 0 Kelvin there will not be any movement for molecules. That means at this particular temperature the molecular motion completely stops. So we are calling that temperature as absolute zero. So absolute zero is the temperature at which no molecular motion, and the value of absolute zero is 0 Kelvin. Next topic is relationship between Celsius and Kelvin scales. If we have different values in different scales, it will be very difficult. So we should know the relation between Celsius and Kelvin scales for converting. And already we studied that there are 100 divisions in Celsius scale and Kelvin scale. That means one division in Celsius scale is equal to one division in Kelvin scale. That is 1 degree Celsius is equal to 1 Kelvin. What about the ice point in Celsius and Kelvin scales? Ice point in Celsius scale is 0 degree Celsius. In Kelvin scale it is 273 Kelvin. That means 0 degree Celsius corresponds to 273 Kelvin. Here when we are adding 273 to the Celsius temperature, we are getting Kelvin temperature. Just we are adding 273 to the Celsius temperature, then we are getting Kelvin scale temperature. So generally if you are writing small t as the temperature, T degree Celsius, T may be 50 or T may be 100 or T may be 150. Generally we are taking a temperature in Celsius scale as T degree Celsius is equal to T plus 273. Just add 273 to the T, then you will get the temperature in Kelvin scale. Just we can take an example. What about the steam point in Celsius scale? 100 degrees Celsius. Assume that we don't know the value of steam point in Kelvin scale. So what to do? We know the relation. T degree Celsius is equal to T plus 273 Kelvin. Here T is 100 degrees Celsius. So what we have to do? Just add 273 to the 100. That is 373 Kelvin. That is the steam point in Kelvin scale. In this lesson you have to do the numericals also. A particular temperature in Celsius scale will be given. Convert it into Kelvin scale temperature. So what we have to do? Just add 273 to the temperature in Celsius scale. Then we will get the temperature in Kelvin scale. On adding 273 to the temperature in Celsius scale, we will get the temperature in Kelvin scale. Next topic is relationship between Celsius and Fahrenheit scales. How many divisions are there in Celsius scale? 100 divisions. How many divisions are there in Fahrenheit scale? 180 divisions. 100 divisions in Celsius scale is equal to 180 divisions in Fahrenheit scale. So from this, how we will get one division in Celsius scale? Here 100 is there, that I have to take to RHS. Here 100 is in numerator. When it is going to RHS, it will be in denominator. So 180 divided by 100 divisions in Fahrenheit scale. 180 by 100. Both the numbers we can divide by 10. That is 18. 18 into 10 is 180. 100. 10 into 10 is 100. Again we can simplify. Both the numbers we can divide by 2. 9 into 2 is 18. 5 into 2 is 10. That means each division in Celsius scale corresponds to equal to 9 by 5 divisions in Fahrenheit. Clear? So from where we started, there are 100 divisions in Celsius scale but 180 divisions in Fahrenheit scale. So I have to get one division in Celsius scale corresponds to how many divisions in Fahrenheit. So just I am taking 100 from LHS to RHS. Then on simplifying we will get 9 by 5 divisions. That means one division in Celsius scale corresponds to 9 by 5 divisions in Fahrenheit scale. Then again we have to consider the steam point and ice point. Ice point in Celsius scale is 0 degree Celsius. But in Fahrenheit scale it is 32 degree Fahrenheit. So here how to get the relation between Fahrenheit and Celsius scale? One division in Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 divisions in Celsius scale. That is 9 by 5 C. Again 0 degree Celsius, that is the ice point in Celsius scale, corresponds to 32 degree Fahrenheit in Fahrenheit scale. So plus 32. So this is the relation connecting Fahrenheit scale temperature and the temperature in Celsius scale. The same equation we can write in different forms. That means just rearrange it. First I am taking plus 32 to the LHS, then it will become minus 32 is equal to 9 divided by 5C. This 9 also I am taking to the LHS, so it will become F minus 32 divided by 9 is equal to C by 5. This is another form of equation. One more equation is that just only leave C here and take 5 also to the LHS. That means C equal to 5 divided by 9 into F minus 32. So from where we started, the relation between Celsius and Fahrenheit scales, we know that there are 100 divisions in Celsius scale and 180 divisions in Fahrenheit scale. So 100 division corresponds to 180 divisions. That means each division in Celsius scale means 9 by 5 divisions in Fahrenheit scale. So we can write F is equal to 9 by 5C. Also we know that the starting temperature in Celsius scale is 0 but the starting temperature in Fahrenheit is 32. So just add 32. Then this is one form of equation. If you are rearranging, you will get another form, F minus 32 by 9 is equal to C by 5, and also we will get C equal to 5 by 9 into F minus 32. From these three equations you have to study only one, that you can select, no problem, but here I think this one is the easy to study. F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. Suppose in numerical the temperature in Celsius scale will be given, convert into Fahrenheit scale. So just write the value of temperature in Celsius scale instead of C, multiply with 9 by 5 and add 32. We will get the temperature in Fahrenheit scale. Next topic is effects of heat. There are three effects of heat. First one is change in temperature of the body. This one is very easy. We know that if you are heating an object, its temperature increases, and if you are cooling an object, its temperature decreases. Also, this change in temperature of the body, it will depend upon three factors. They are, first one, quantity of heat given to the body. If you are giving large amount of heat to an object, that increase in temperature will be more. If you are giving only a small amount of heat to an object, the increase in temperature will be less. Material of the body. If it is a conductor, it will absorb large amount of heat and the increase in temperature will be more. If it is an insulator, the amount of heat absorbed will be less and the increase in temperature will be less. Last one, mass of the body. If you have to increase the temperature of heavy object, you have to provide large amount of heat. But if you have to increase the temperature of a light body, you have to give only a small amount of heat. Next, effect of heat is change in size of body. When you are heating an object, it expands, and when you are cooling an object, it contracts. Actually, this we have to study in detail in this lesson. Thermal expansion in solids, liquids and gases. Next effect of heat is change of state. What do you mean by change of state? It is the process of changing from one state to another state at constant temperature. Three states of matter you already studied: solids, liquids and gases. So, at constant temperature, solids will change into liquid, liquids will change into gas, gas will change into solid. Do you know the process of changing from solid to liquid? Melting. How it will happen? We have to give heat to the solid. So, heat absorbed. The name of process is melting. How the liquid will change into gas? Again, by absorption of heat, and the name of process is boiling or vaporization. What is the name of process of changing from gas to liquid? Condensation. How it will happen? By absorption of heat or by rejection of heat? Condensation will happen by rejection of heat. What is the name of process of change from liquid to solid? Freezing. Again, by the rejection of heat, liquid will change into solid. What is the name of process of change from solid to gas? Sublimation. Again, by the absorption of heat only, solid can convert into gas. Gas to solid we are calling solidification by rejection of heat. This diagram you already studied in grade 6, but this grade also you have to study that. Next topic is latent heat. What do you mean by latent heat? Latent means hidden. If you are giving heat to an object, it will utilize that heat only for changing the state. There will not be any rise or increase in temperature. That means the definition of any change of state we are studying like at constant temperature. At constant temperature, when solid is converted into liquid, we are calling melting. At constant temperature, when liquid is converted into gas, we are calling that boiling. So, latent heat is the amount of heat absorbed or rejected during the change of state. So, what all things we studied in today's class? First, we studied the definition of heat. Heat is a form of energy that flows from hot body to cold body. What is the SI unit of heat? It is an energy. So, SI unit of heat is joule. Another unit of heat is calorie. 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joule. Next, we studied the definition of temperature. Temperature is a measure of hotness or coldness of an object. The SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. The other units of temperature are degree Fahrenheit and degree Celsius. How to measure the temperature using thermometer, and also we studied the diagram of thermometer, mercury thermometer, and it has the parts like bulb, stump and capillary tube. If you are just placing the bulb near the object, then we will get the correct temperature of that object. Next topic is the 3 different scales of temperature: Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Celsius is invented by the scientist Celsius. In that, ice point is 0 degree Celsius. In Fahrenheit, ice point is 32 degree Fahrenheit. And in Kelvin, ice point is 273 Kelvin. The steam point in Celsius is 100 degrees Celsius. In Fahrenheit, it is 212 degree Fahrenheit. In Kelvin, it is 373 Kelvin. There are 100 divisions in Celsius and Kelvin scales, but only 180 divisions in Fahrenheit scale. These are the relations between different scales. The relation between Celsius scale and Kelvin scale temperatures are T degrees Celsius. T may be 50 or 100 or any temperature. Just add 273 to that temperature. You will get the temperature in Kelvin scale. And this is the relation connecting Fahrenheit temperature and Celsius scale temperature. F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. Here also, if you know the temperature in Celsius scale, just multiply by 9 by 5, then add 32 to that number, then you will get the temperature in Fahrenheit scale. Next, 3 effects of heat. First one is change in temperature. If you are heating an object, its temperature increases. If you are cooling an object, its temperature decreases. And again, the change in temperature depends on 3 factors. First one is quantity of heat given. If you are giving large amount of heat to an object, the increase in temperature will be more. If you are selecting a material with high specific heat capacity, then the increase in temperature will be less. If you are selecting a material with a low specific heat capacity, the increase in temperature will be more. Third factor is mass of the body. If you have to increase the temperature of heavy object, you have to provide large amount of heat. Next effect of heat is change in size. When you are heating an object, it expands. Third factor is change of state, and already we studied the diagram of different changes of state, and also we studied latent heat, that is the amount of heat absorbed or rejected during the change of state. That's all for today. Okay, thank you.